And MA joins us live in the Daybreak studio. With that, MA, good morning, and thanks for coming into the studio.
No problem, and good morning.
James Franco, this is the same James Franco that's in that Ape movie.
Yes.
He does art as well.
He does. He does a lot of art.
What did you buy from him?
What I bought is that through Kickstarter, I purchased a piece called Fresh Air. And basically, I was sponsoring a conceptual performance art piece, which would be part of the museum, what is known as the Museum of Non-Visible Art. And what I was entitled to, the actual piece that I retain that I can then resell, is a title card and a letter of authentication. And
it's Fresh Air.
Yes, it's a poem called Fresh Air, which the artists will then later perform when they take the Museum of Non-Visible Art on tour. But there's also a title card that goes along with the piece.
But it is not actually air itself.
No,
you're
supposed to imagine the piece, right? So the piece only exists as description, but then in the artists acting it out, and then in me displaying the piece, people can visualize what the actual art could theoretically look like.
So what did you think you were buying exactly?
I thought I would be getting a title card. I thought I would be getting a PDF of the entire catalog of the museum's pieces of art. I thought I would even attend an after party, and none of what I was guaranteed was delivered to me 6 months after I made the purchase.
Okay, and that is where the news is on this story. So what have you done to protest?
Well, to challenge the charge, to reverse the charge, I notified my bank that I thought something was up in November, and I sent Praxis multiple emails saying, when will I get my piece? And first they said, maybe we'll get it for your after party, because I completed 100 jobs, and my after party was on November the 11th, and they said, oh, no, it's going to be there the first week in December. And then they sent a mass email to everybody who would sponsor the museum and said, you'll get your piece by Christmas. So I waited till Christmas, as did my bank, and nothing arrived. I sent them a final email saying, am I going to get my title card, my PDF, and my letter of authentication? They said, well, we're building a special case for it, and you should be getting it in January. And they did not specify a date, and my bank said, it's too late. If we do not dispute this charge, it will not be disputable. So I said, go ahead, because it just seems that they've been incredibly unprofessional, and I don't want to be associated with this anymore. It's a waste of my money.
So you asked for your money back?
I sure did.
And did you get it?
I did get it back.
Now, when you told them that you were actually getting the money back, have they been in contact with you since?
No, I have not communicated with them since. I will probably be in communication with them soon, but it's up to the bank to discuss this with their bank at this point.
But they did say you'd get it in January. Maybe if you'd held out just a little bit longer, you'd have got it.
I don't think so. They didn't specify a date, so I had no real way of knowing whether or not they would deliver. And plus, I read their manifesto. I finally read their manifesto and analyzed it, which is available on their Kickstarter page. And it says that they believe that they are increasing, what's the word that I'm looking for? Increasing mourning. And mourning is erased by art, but they strive to increase mourning, meaning...
Mourning, M-O-U-R?
Yeah, mourning, like as if once you spend money, you mourn its loss. But you mourn its loss, but then that mourning is erased by art. But they didn't say we strive to create art in your mind. They said we strive to create mourning. So I thought maybe that this is like the Emperor's New Clothes, and they don't want to deliver me anything to prove a point.
So this whole artistic experience feels like it's left a bit of a sour taste for you.
Yeah, I just think it's surreal. If I received that much money from one of my clients, I would deliver within several months. All they would have had to have done is produce a very lovely title card on a plaque and sent it to me, and they would have fulfilled at least part of their contractual obligation. I also sold a piece through the museum. I created my own work of non-visible art, which then I sold to my mother through the site, and I never got my commission for it, and my mother never got her piece. So I'm not the only one.
But some people listening might think, MA, if you got involved with something called the Museum of Non-Visible or Invisible Art and bought something which was essentially fresh air, then maybe you might expect something like this to happen.
I just expected it to be more professional, given that James Franco was involved and that he's done a lot of interesting things in the contemporary art world. I assumed that they were going to honor their promises, and they did not.
Maybe his art is as good as his Oscar ceremony hosting.
Flat. deadpan, non-existent.
You just to finish up, you've gone public with this. You have because you blog as well. You have quite a few followers on Twitter and YouTube. You put out a YouTube video called "James Franco Fail Undelivered $10,000 Non-Visible Art," which I watched last night. It's quite good. Which is there for people to watch. Why did you want to make this so public?
Because I think it's a story that deserves to be told. And as well, Kickstarter needs to rethink, I think, its policies. If it guarantees perks to the people who sponsor these projects online, it needs to have a firm set of guidelines for the project creators that say, within 2 months, you must deliver the perk to the person that, shelled out thousands of dollars to support your creative endeavor. And I do believe that will be the end result of this.
Emmy Davison, I'm glad you got your money back.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for coming in to talk to us about it.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Montrealer Emmy Davison, who purchased for $10,000 a piece of non-visible art from the James Franco project, art which was supposed to be fresh air, which never got delivered, and she has now had her money refunded. Any thoughts? 22 CBC 52 is our text message line, or we're on Twitter as well, where we're at CBC Daybreak.